said I wasn't going to do a live this month, but I lied. I'm so sorry. I had to do it. I had to do it. I'm going to just go ahead on and just bring her on in. I'm bringing my guest in, y'all. Bringing her in. She's coming in. There you go. She's in. How you doing?
I am stinky, sweaty, awesome. I mean, I live in Texas. It's almost 100 degrees, and I've been outside at the soccer field for the last 3 hours.
Look at
So,
that.
I'm living real life mom here.
That's what you're supposed to do. You guys, I told you I had a special guest. I have Miss Ashleigh Lang-Tolliver. Welcome her. She was on my show when I first started off with Parenting 10, and I had to bring her back on because I told you we had a special announcement. So I'm just gonna get right into it.
Yeah.
You were like the brainchild behind this whole thing when you came to me. And so I'm excited about co-hosting with her. You know what? I'm just gonna let you take it. Tell them
Okay.
what you're talking about. Go for it.
All right. So I'll say that I'm actually the one that's really excited because I think whenever we first connected, I was like, this lady's got it. She knows, she's living it, she understands it, but she also is just like a real mom, and there's no like behind the scenes fakeness. And I just connected with Inel, and it's like this lady knows what she's doing, and she wants to do what I want to do. We want to support moms or parents going through this similar journey, and so and
And
I just
actually, we can't see your beautiful face. Fix the camera just a little bit. So there we go. Gorgeous.
Oh, sorry. I'm getting
Hey.
like lazy. I'm gonna fall over. I'm so tired. Okay. So I just knew that right away. Like I knew I wanted to do something for moms, and I was like, well, I mean, I've got the perfect person who's going to do it with me. And so yeah, so this webinar that we are both working on, in 2 weeks, we're going to throw this webinar out there, and it is to support moms who are kind of at the beginning journey, I would say, of ADHD, or at
Mhm.
least maybe unclear. You don't have to be right at the beginning, but you might be just questioning or having, concerns or going, I don't know, maybe. So it's really for anybody who wants to learn more or doesn't even know. Maybe you don't know if your child has ADHD and you just
Mhm.
know something's off. That's all you know. Or you're like, I cannot get another phone call from that teacher, or we got to be best friends, or we're not going to be in a relationship at all.
Exactly.
And so, there's just something rocky. So that's what this webinar is. It's on Facebook. You jump into our group. You're going to have so much information. I know I have spent I don't know how long we've been doing this, planning this, 4 months,
Just
5 months.
some months.
I don't know. A long time planning this, putting this together. We have collected an amazing group of women,
Yes.
moms. Oh my gosh. Sorry, my spotlight just came on here. We have collected the most amazing group of women who are going to educate you about ADHD,
Mhm.
just the simple, basic, what you need to know. We've got ones that are going to be there to show us about nutrition and supporting your body and your child's body going through it.
Mhm.
Because ADHD isn't just one thing, this is an all encompassing journey that you're going
Everything.
on.
Yes.
And then we got somebody that's going to help empower and support you as a mom, and how it's so important. Self-care, self-love is so important. And I
Mhm.
preach this all the time. It doesn't have to be self-care like I'm going to go get my nails done, although that's fabulous, good for you. In the moment self-care, when your kid is melting, when your kid is making it so that you want to climb the wall, you need to learn self-care tricks and techniques
Exactly.
at that time. That's really when you need it. So we got somebody that's going to come do that. We've got somebody that's going to talk about education and ADHD and like the school system. And
Mhm.
sorry, I get my camera all confused here because I'm so excited. I'm just shaking. So we got all these women that are going to show up for you with
Yes.
such good information. And then, of course, we've got tons of posts that are going to be full of education and tips and funny things. Because I mean, you
Mhm.
got to laugh. You have to.
Yeah.
You're raising kids like this, you better be laughing too, because
Yeah.
you're just going to go
It's the
down
only
the
way you're gonna
drain.
make it through. It's the only way you're gonna make it through.
The only way. That's the only way. And I am notorious for laughing at myself because I kind of question half the stuff I do in my life. Like, how did I make it here? What's going on? And then I laugh at my kids. You just have to. So we're going to have lots of humor for you too. And tons of stuff. Just such good information. And I just invite anybody who has a question, who's contemplating things, maybe it's not even your child, but your child's best friend, or you see that kid at like your kid's school and going, oh, I wish I could support them, or I could,
Mhm.
interact a little bit differently with them, or you hear stories. I mean, I've just emailed a teacher tonight about a student in our class, and I hear my child's perspective, but I don't know the other child's
Yeah.
perspective. All I know is what my 8-year-old is trying to tell me.
Mhm.
And that kid might be going through stuff and might really be struggling. And, as a parent, we really have a hard time empathizing for other kids, I think, because we go, don't hurt my baby. But that other kid might just be struggling and need us as an adult in their life of some sort to work with them,
Mhm.
or maybe speaking to our child about that kid is also going through something. How do we do this together and support both? So just jump on, come learn, come ask questions. Anybody who's asked to come into this webinar that we're hosting, I've always said, hey, do you have any questions? I want to make sure we get those answered for you. We've got tools, tips, resources. We want to get them in your hands.
So I'm going to ask you, there's also children that have ADHD, but there's children who are on the spectrum as well. Is this for those moms too? Because ADHD is so many coexisting conditions. So is that for all kinds of moms?
Yeah, you're right. You make a really good point. So it is, right? Like, so my kids have ADHD and my children have sensory struggles, sensory processing disorder, sensory struggles, and then anxiety, which I think comes with the ADHD because there's like this perfectionist feeling in a lot of ADHD children or people because they do work so hard. And of course, when you work hard, you want to see like perfection on the other end of that. And so a lot of those kids, when they're young, now eventually sometimes it can just beat them down. They're like, oh, I give up. But when they're little, they're really striving for that. And so then that causes a lot of anxiety. Or the anxiety of that the ADHD is going to, show or pop out or whatever, cause issues. And then they're like, well, I don't want that. I don't want to be that kid out there that stands out. Or so, yes, anybody whose child might just be struggling and you don't know why, you just know something is off or different or, it was easy for me to tell because I have twins. They're still twins. They haven't changed that. I have twins. And I knew at an early age something was different with my son. My daughters did not pop up later until we really had to start learning how to focus in life. And like, you just can't be this cute little toddler bopping around everywhere. But we knew something was different. What? We didn't know. And that's where my journey began. And so in that process, we've learned about ADHD, sensory struggles, anxiety, and things like that. So anybody who has a question about anything with your child,
this is for them.
This is for you. You don't have to have an answer. In fact, you might not, and that's okay. This is for you as a great starting point.
And you know what I like about the guests that you have? I haven't got a chance to see all the videos yet, which I'm excited about. I'm just saying, I'm trying to wait till everybody else see them. But a lot of these moms have ADHD themselves. And that's just not just the children. It's also for us as parents.
Yeah, it is. I hope that so let's see, we've got yoga one day. So this is all about that self-care. You have to love on yourself as a mom. You just have to. And we're not good at it. I'm not amazing at it. I mean, I really want to be.
Me either.
We're just not, but we know it. Like I always tell my kids, the first step is knowing. So, and I really do feel like I verbalize it to my kids a lot. We got to love ourselves, got to take care of ourselves. And my daughter is starting to just preach that back to me. Well, this is what I'm doing to take care of myself. I'm like, thank you. Something is sticking.
But it reminds you because you're like, that's right. I should be doing that too. She's got something there.
So true, right? They're so little smart kids. Oh my gosh. All little bitties are so smart. We just are adults that forget about that. So one of them is going to be doing yoga and she's going to go live for us. And she is going to do yoga and she's got ADHD. Girl, I'm not good at yoga because my ADHD kicks me right out of it. Like I have ADHD symptoms and I'm quick to, I want to be good at yoga. And so she's going to come and talk to us about how to care for yourself. And her way she's doing that is through yoga. And if you can sit through yoga with ADHD, so good for you. She has figured it out. So so she has it. Let's see, Yakini Pierce is coming on. And man, I mean, I could just listen to her all day, every day. She was late diagnosed with ADHD in their late 30s, early 40s, and then raises children. So it's great to have a adult perspective. And I will tell you, I kind of always thought I had ADHD. I've never been diagnosed. The more I learn, the more I'm like, yeah, there's a reason my kids do. My mom has, my grandpa. So good.
Yep, and you do. You see it, the whole generational thing. You're like, huh, okay, I see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And
well, I'm excited.
Anxiety shows up because my husband has anxiety. And it's so clear, like, oh, my son has anxiety. And he sees it in from my husband. It's very... My husband was in the military and in Iraq quite a couple of times. And so he sees that in my husband and picks that up and now it's in him. So we got to work as a family. How do we help everybody? And I think that people will learn some great tips and tools in this, not just for their child, but for themselves, maybe for their spouse, their child's best friend. I think this is really for anybody who just knows that there's a little bit of something different that needs to be addressed.
And I love the fact that you have different guests and they're all from different walks. We have an herbalist on there. We have a fitness trainer. We have so many different things in so many different walks of life. And I'm excited about it. I really am.
You're bringing
so I'm just going to tell them, if you don't mind me saying. Back on again so you guys can go ahead and register. Please message either me or Ashleigh if you guys have any more questions. Any question that you want answered, you want us to put on this webinar. I'm telling you, it's for you. And I've got a lot of good feedback about it. I'm excited
Yeah.
about it. I am. I'm ready.
So excited.
And you know the
So
best thing about this webinar is, and the best thing about this webinar is you can watch it at your own pace, right? They don't have to watch it at a certain time because we're
no, so
moms and
we're
dads
going to
and
be
we're
setting,
parents.
yeah, we'll set things up and you just log in, one watch or read when you got the time, right? I mean, that might be 2 o'clock in the morning. If you're like me, my brain just in the middle of the night, or it could be while you're making breakfast in the morning. You know, that is the best thing, that it's not going to, you don't have to log into the lives or the videos. They're going to be there to watch, kind of thing. So yeah. And you know, take a screenshot. If you learn something, take that screenshot, ask deeper questions, all of that. We're here to support that. And all these women who are showing up will answer questions. If they're not available at that moment, we have the way to get you in connection with them so that they can support you too. Then they want to do that. They want to be there to help beyond this.
Well, I'm excited. Ashleigh, thank you so much for coming on. I know I had to do a live just to kind of get this out here because I want people to know how important this is and how amazing this woman is putting this thing together. And I'm excited to be a part of it. So go ahead and register. I'm going to keep the link. We're going to share this so you guys can watch it again. Ashleigh, thank you so much for coming on. I definitely appreciate you.
Absolutely. No, girl, you're amazing. Y'all have somebody amazing in your life that's teaching you some awesome stuff here. So hold on to her. Hold on to her.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys, guess what? Parenting at 10, we're done. And of course, as always, you're what? Amazing. Y'all have a blessed night. I'll see you guys.